that she was able to do that, to stay home with the children
Right.
during those years when they needed a mother in the home. Not everybody is able to do that, and so she.
We had to work at it.
I'm sure. I'm sure. And the years then when she was teaching, she was still mothering, and
Well, sure.
you both had a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah.
So, well, looking back on your years of education and working in the education field, and particularly in the administrative end of education, looking at today's news and the problems they're facing today, do you have any comment?
No. I was blessed to be an educator during the time I was in education. And education was good to me and my family. And the timing was right, and it worked for us, and I'm happy to have done what I've done. And but I really don't have any comment about today's scenario.
Do you have sympathy with the teachers and or the administrators?
Sure. Yeah, I know where you want to go with this, Hazel. It has nothing really to do with what the Burlington area is meant to me. I mean, there's a lot of different directions you could go, and a lot of speculation, a lot of opinions, and all that kind of stuff. But
We'll leave that for another time, another scenario.
that would be a wise thing. We don't really want to go there, I don't think.
Right. Okay. While you've been a member of, a resident of this area, you have been involved in so many of our civic organizations and even business-wise. And let's just for one for instance, at Kiwanis Club, since we're missing our Kiwanis Club these days. And was it always here when you lived here? Since you've lived here?
Yes.
How old were you when you started taking part in Kiwanis?
I'm not sure exactly what year it started. It may have started about the time I came to town. I became a Kiwanian in best I can recall in '79, the spring of '79.
Mm-hmm.
So it had been in existence maybe a year or two. I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Don't recall that part, but I was a member of it for 40 plus years. I did not join this past year, and now they shut it down. So
Yes, I understand they have now they're currently
Yeah.
shut down.
right.
And we're
But
going to
during
miss
that
them.
time, we were pretty active in those things.
What were you, some of the routine things, the yearly things that you participated in and helped with?
A lot of things that Kiwanis did.
Yes.
Hopefully people will reflect and remember back to the time. But I know Dennis over here is very helpful with putting the flags up. We've done that
Yes.
for many, many years. We offered scholarships to high school students at Carroll. We participated in funding and maintaining the playground equipment at the park. We had our auctions that raised money, just a wide variety of things that was, I suppose, are the primary things. But we supported youth in a variety of ways, including trying to entice or help kids bring their grades up at the 4th grade level. We supported students in scholarship to go to camps and leadership camps and so forth and so on. So just it's a youth-oriented organization supporting a youth.
Yes.
So we primarily did that.
Yes.
I guess I would like to share the story about the playground. We got involved in that primarily after the old building Burlington closed, there was playground equipment there, and we volunteered to take it and move it out to the Legion field, which was the primary focus at that point in time. And then when we developed the new park, we moved it once again up to the present location. Much of that equipment is probably no longer there. There's still a few pieces that the merry-go-round is probably one of them that come to my mind that's up there, been moved from time to time. So we were pretty influential in keeping that part of it going.
Well, that's been very important. The community club, well, the festivals that we had each year, was that the community club or the Kiwanis?
The only thing, it was a community club. Kiwanis, part of that was generally pancake breakfast.
Pancake breakfast.
On Saturday mornings.
Yes.
Was the part that Kiwanis did.
Yes, that was, people love that, miss that. We tried to do it for a while for the American House, and then the pandemic came, and it has been halted. And now it's hard to get the crew back together to do that. But those activities, I think, are very important for small towns, and Burlington's been lucky to benefit from those. And what other organization, did you belong to other organizations besides
Well, the one I
Kiwanis?
probably is pleased to be part of as anything is the Carroll County Community Foundation.
Yes, tell us something about that, because that's,
Well, this
Yeah,
coming
but-
year will be the 25 years that it's been in Carroll County.
has it been that long?
My dad was one of the founding members, original members on that particular board, and I'm really pleased to be on that board. At this time, I've been on I don't know how many years total, but a different time. You have so much time you're on and so much time you're off, or you have to be off. Anyway, I'm presently on it again, and if I had a magic wand, I wished I could make everybody aware of what the Community Foundation can do for Carroll County. But this is 25 years coming up, and they do a lot of good things, including monies granted even to the American House. We recently finished a remodel of the community building up at the park, which the foundation we had grants from there, probably totaled $20,000 over the years that we did that.
So that was very instrumental in getting
Yeah,
that.
and so I'm really, really pleased to be part of that particular organization. And like I said, if I could just get that message out, that how that organization can help a lot of nonprofits over the county, it would be fantastic.
And it's all over the county, yes.
Oh, sure.
But Burlington has benefited a great deal
Oh,
from
sure.
it itself,
Yeah.
yes.
You look at the reports, the American House and the library, and certainly the playground up there, the community buildings. Actually, we wouldn't have the Lilly building up there if it hadn't been for the foundation. Carroll County Community Foundation wasn't directly responsible for the Lilly building, but if the foundation hadn't been there, the Lilly money wouldn't have been able to pass through
So
to
you
get
kind
to
of
us.
enabled that to happen. Mhm.
I didn't, but not the
The
Lilly, but
foundation.
the foundation did for certainly. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate your work in that, and yes, it has made a difference in this little town.
Currently, I'm the Burlington Township trustee, which is,
Yes, we need to get to that.
I've been doing that for 18 years now.
Really? Well,
So that,
trying to get it right, or are they
Please.
keeping you on until you do?
pleased to be able to do that part and keep things focused a little bit here in that regard.
Well, we appreciate your work there, and it's certainly kept our community alive and well and prospering, and that doesn't just happen by itself. So, you've been 18 years as the township
Yeah.
trustee. All
Yeah.
right. Well, they're gonna make you do it till you get it right now.
I suppose.
Do you, and again, I wanna salute you and thank you for the flags that you put up every,
That would be
national
Dennis's day,
holiday and.
that'd be the
And Dennis, yes.
yeah.
My husband lived here and belonged to Kiwanis. He was one of them that was up and down off the truck hanging flags.
Several people over the years, but
Yeah,
recently Dennis and Dave has been taking
lately,
total
yeah.
responsibility of that for the past few years, so.
So now that Kiwanis is no longer a vital instrument, who's
Actually, I'm
responsible
really
for the flags?
pleased that the American Legion
American Legion?
is taking on that responsibility. It didn't, but same people will be putting it up, is my best guess.
Right, it'll involve the same workers.
Yeah.
But,
So I'm pleased that they were willing
yes.
to take on that chore.
Yes. Do you have any particular stories or memories from your years serving or just being a resident of Burlington that you would like to share for your family or the organizations you belong to? What are the stories that you could tell about Burlington that people need to know?
I don't know how to do that. Well, those are the stories I had with Burlington in regard a few years at the school. That was an interesting time. My dad asked me if I really knew what I was getting into when I became the principal down here. It was for the people that lived here during that time. He knew it wasn't a calm time. There was a real emphasis of wanting to keep the school here in Burlington, and I totally understand.
Oh yes, there was a lot of people really wanted it.
I totally understood that, but at the same time, having said that, they were keeping an old building open that should not have been open. I would tell people, I said, people, they wouldn't put hogs or chickens in that building because they couldn't keep the temperature correct, but they let their kids go there, and that I didn't understand it. We had, there were days when I had, one day I had my overcoat on, my boots on, hat on, took my gloves off to type a letter to the school board and the superintendent, said, "This is crazy."
Yes.
Why? Because you'd have one room that was a steam bath and the other room was cold from the old steam
It was the
thing.
same way down there at Cutler too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
An antiquated system that
So
needed updating.
it created a number of different interesting scenarios before it made the decision, but it's worked out, and I hope that people, and I know they've worked together and made a nice school at Carroll.
At Carroll, I hope so. One of the stories that we've told during when we have had people visiting here is about the Carroll County Polar Cubs. The story has gone around that the school did not have a gymnasium, and so they played ball upstairs over what we call the Dinner Bell, which is now the Dock Restaurant. And when the Logansport team came to play them the first time, they went up the stairs, and there was no heat in the gymnasium.
Yeah.
And one Logansport player said to you, "Who we playing here, the Polar Bears?" And that was how they got their name. Is that true?
I wasn't there, so
That was before you.
couldn't tell you for sure.
But it sounds like it might have been if the
Sounds
school
like-
was that cold as well.
Sounds like a good story.
Any other stories? We're gonna have to wind up here in a little
Well,
bit.
the only thing I would leave is that Burlington is a great place, and I
Yeah.
am happy to have raised our family here and the community and the people in the community, and we've been blessed, and I hope that people take time to appreciate what they do have. It's a little town, and